a young man with a bright future, yet a troubled mind. Conrad Roy's story is one of mystery and tragedy, a tale that leaves us questioning the very nature of human connection and responsibility. His life was a complex tapestry of emotions, woven with threads of joy and sorrow. At the age of 18, his life ended tragically in a Kmart parking lot. The cause, suicide, but this was no ordinary case of self-harm. This death had an accomplice, a phantom in the digital ether. Conrad's story is a chilling reminder of the power of words, the danger of despair, and the blurred lines of culpability in the digital age. Conrad's story is a puzzle, a mystery shrouded in the blue glow of cell phone screens. It's a tale of teenage angst, of first love, and crushing disappointment. But it's also a story of manipulation, of a darkness that seeped into Conrad's life through the very device meant to connect him to the world. As we delve into his world, we uncover the layers that led to his untimely demise. How did a young man with dreams of a life at sea end up trapped in a whirlpool of despair, his final moments dictated by texts from miles away? Shadows of despair, mental health, and toxic influence. Conrad Roy was not a stranger to inner turmoil. He battled the demons of anxiety and depression, seeking solace in therapy and medication. His was a fragile mind, grappling with the pressures of adolescence and the complexities of a world that often felt too overwhelming. Enter Michelle Carter, a girl Conrad met online. Their relationship was a tapestry woven from digital threads, their interactions mostly confined to texts and calls. At first, she seemed like a lifeline, a source of comfort in Conrad's tumultuous world. But as their digital exchanges intensified, so did the darkness. Michelle's words, once supportive, began to take on a sinister tone, encouraging Conrad's self-destructive thoughts, urging him toward the abyss. Was this misguided affection or something more calculated, more sinister? Digital chains texting into darkness. The days leading up to Conrad's death were a flurry of texts, a digital storm of despair and manipulation. Michelle's messages were relentless, a toxic cocktail of encouragement and coercion. She painted suicide as a romantic escape, a way to end his suffering and finally find peace. Conrad, vulnerable and desperate, clung to her words as a lifeline, even as they dragged him further into the depths. His own text revealed a young man torn between the will to live and the desire to please, his words echoing the torment of a mind held captive by despair and the influence of a digital puppet master. Section 4. Justice or Misguided Prosecution. The courtroom drama. Conrad's death sent shockwaves through his community and beyond. The case became a media spectacle. The courtroom transformed into a stage where the line between free speech and criminal incitement was fiercely debated. The prosecution painted Michelle as a cold, calculating manipulator, her words a weapon that drove Conrad to his death. They presented a mountain of digital evidence, her texts a damning indictment of her role in his demise. The defense countered with a narrative of mental illness, arguing that Michelle was a troubled teenager herself, grappling with her own demons. They argued that her words, however disturbing, were protected free speech, a desperate attempt to help a young man she cared for. The courtroom became a battleground of interpretations, a space where the complexities of teenage relationships, mental health, and the ever-evolving landscape of digital communication collided. Section 5 echoes of a tragedy, legal and societal implications. Conrad Roy's tragic end ignited a firestorm of debate about the legal and ethical implications of digital communication. The case set a legal precedent, raising questions about the limits of free speech in the digital age and the responsibility individuals bear for the consequences of their online actions. Conrad's death became a chilling reminder of the power of words, particularly in the hands of those who are vulnerable and susceptible to influence. His story highlighted the dark side of digital platforms, their potential to amplify despair and facilitate harm. It forced society to confront the uncomfortable reality that behind the seemingly innocuous glow of our screens lies a world where words can wound, manipulate, and even kill. Section 6. A world of whispers, digital responsibility, and the price of silence. In the wake of Conrad's death, a chilling question lingered. Could this tragedy have been prevented? The answer is a tangled web of what-ifs and could-have-beens. Conrad's story is a stark reminder that silence can be deadly, that we have a collective responsibility to speak up when we witness someone struggling, to reach out and offer a lifeline of support. It's a call to action for parents, educators, and policymakers to address the growing mental health crisis among young people and to equip them with the tools to navigate the treacherous waters of the digital world. Conrad's legacy is a world left to grapple with the devastating consequences of unchecked despair and the urgent need to foster a culture of empathy, responsibility, and open dialogue in our increasingly interconnected world.